Hey y'all, so if you're new here, thank you for stopping by. My name is Roxanne and I am learning to live intentionally in 2025 despite having some lingering health issues thanks to COVID. Part of that includes spending more time outside, and to do that, I was able to realize a 8-year plus dream of purchasing a camper van. So I'm preparing for the what's called the Shakedown trip, which is where you basically put all your stuff in there and figure out what you need, what you don't need, what works, what doesn't work, all that good stuff. So right now I'm prepping for that. I have a work event this evening and I'm going to pack my bag of clothing and toiletries and stuff like that. But I've also put a bunch of things in the van that I want to test out. Yeah, let me show you what I'm working with. Okay, so this kind of gives you an idea of what I'm working with. This is just clothing for the 2 days plus some essentials there. I have my vitamins morning and night, and then a portable nebulizer, which is, I don't know where it is there, which is this thing. And then this, I've actually found that for traveling and even for storing my stuff at home, these travel bags work really, really well. You can just zip everything up and take it with you if you need to, move quickly or anything like that. So I have one here that has my unmentionables in it, so you don't need to see what's in there. And then I'm taking hoodie. Those are yoga pants. Those are always a necessity. And then I've got a couple shirts, some socks, and then I'm taking those pairs of shoes. So for reference, this is what it looks like when it's all packed up. And yep, you just zip it up and you're good. Okay, so I'm in the van now, just making sure that I've got everything, heat and all that good stuff. And if you don't know me in real life, you don't know this, but I am all about making sure that I am more than prepared. Rather than getting cute decor and stuff, I recycled everything that I pretty much have in the van except for a few big things. But I also went out and I purchased a bunch of safety stuff. So yeah, I have cables and ties and all kinds of stuff because your girl doesn't like to be caught unawares. Today's supposed to be the Shakedown trip, and I have a work event that I need to get to. I was planning to stay on that side of town and just sleep in the van, figure out what I need, what I don't need, what works, what doesn't. And I loaded the van up, got all the things, put in, all the food, all the my bag of clothes and all that stuff. And then I went to start the van, and this is what it is doing. Fun times. I told it to charge the starter battery, which I don't know if you can see it. It's the bottom one there on the control panel. But yeah, I was ready to go, and now I don't feel super safe or comfortable taking it to the other side of town and having to figure out if this is going to happen again. Super frustrating because I was really looking forward to it, but also because I would like to start using this van, and to have this happen now 3 times is really frustrating. So I am going to unload all the things. Going to drive my daily driver to my event, and I guess we'll try this another day. It's par for the course, I think, sometimes. It's why we do shakedown trips. It's why you test out your gear. You test out, what works, what doesn't. Never expected it would be the van that doesn't work, but that's where we are right now. I think my next step will also be contacting Mercedes and asking them to look into why this is happening. I don't think it's the battery. We just did a test. We ran a test on the battery, and it's coming back with 11 volts on it. We tested it 2 ways, so fun times. But that's all right. I feel like these are the stumbling blocks that happen, and I'm not going to be discouraged. We're going to figure this out, and I'm going to be able to take this thing camping, which is what I intended for it to do. Okay, so it's the next day, and my work event went well. I got there with plenty of time to spare, and people seemed to have a really good time. At least that's what they told me. But I wanted to redeem the weekend a little bit by spending some time in the van and going on a mini shakedown. So I decided that I would go to one of my local trailheads and have lunch in the van, like actually prepare lunch in the van, eat lunch with an incredible view, you know, wash my dishes, use the water, all of that good stuff, and just make sure that the system that I think is going to work actually works. And I realized that I had to scrounge around to find a towel to dry my dishes, so I need to get those out of storage. This is why we do shakedowns. And after that, I felt like I was taking up space because that's a really popular trailhead for mountain bikers, and I wasn't there to mountain bike. So I left and I decided to run some errands, and I went to Dollar Tree because I feel like a lot of the van lifers that I follow, they shop there for just various things, and I rarely go in there. So I thought, I'm going to go see if they have utensils and containers and stuff like that. And they did. So yeah, they have that whole wall of utensils. And then I was able to find kitchen shears, which I use for cutting herbs and things like that when I cook. And then I looked for like a container to put my utensils and my knives and stuff in, and that fit in my drawer. And I found 2 that fit perfectly. And then the third thing I went in for was a bin that I could put over the cabin to store like odds and ends and stuff like that. And the ones that I found there, they were too tall. So the search continues for that. We'll just use those for something else in the future or give them away. And then from there, I decided to go to another park, or to a park, because the first one was a trailhead. And I parked, backed into the spot, planned to film a little bit, and this guy parked right behind me. So I was like, cool, I will move. So I moved to a whole other part of the area. Mind you, there's tons of parking spots, but he decided to park 2 spots away from me. So at that point, I'm like, I don't even know if you're trying to annoy me, but I'm leaving. So I left and made sure that he didn't follow me to the second park that I went to, which is this one, and did a bit of journaling and processing, and came to the conclusion that I'm so grateful. Like, that's really where it lands. I'm really grateful that, I'm not grateful that the battery died, but if there's something going on with it, I would rather have it happen close to home than far out. So I'm going to take the car into Mercedes. It's a certified used van. So I'm going to have them look at it, run diagnostics and all that good stuff. See if it is the battery, and if it is the battery, we can get that replaced. We're going to pray in Jesus' name that it's not anything else. But yeah, I just really landed on being grateful that this still feels right, that I was frustrated, but I was like, all right, well, that's a problem for another day. We'll fix it later. We were able to move the van so that it wasn't blocking anybody. Good job. Let's go. Yeah, it just seemed like there's still so much peace that settled around having this van and calling it my home away from home and being able to travel in it. So yeah, that's kind of where I landed. I'm grateful that I'm getting the chance to work out the kinks before I end up in a place where I'm stuck or I can't get the help that I need, because even though my contingency plans have contingency plans, I really don't enjoy being at the mercy of who knows who in the middle of nowhere. Don't love that. So yeah, I'm still very grateful, and I'm looking forward to getting this thing fixed so that we can actually do a shakedown trip that is a shakedown trip. And I can film it for you guys. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Take good care.